Take a little walk to the edge of town and go across the track, where the viaduct looms like a bird of doom as it shifts and cracks, where secrets lie in the border fires and the humming wires. Yeah, man, you know you're never coming back. Across the square, across the bridge, past the mills, past the stacks.
We Brits are a superstitious lot of old, a tribe more than a country, to kith and kin, beholden even in this enlightened age, have myth and legend and tale and task. And so, listeners, follow me, take my hand as we walk through the streets to a block of flats, up the stairs to a door and inside to a room with a mirror. We stand and wait and watch a young man of 25 summers. He stands staring into the mirror as he dresses. Strangely for this modern flat, this city of smoke and cars and lights and noise. He stood in a linen shirt, tied with a drawstring, a pair of heavy woolen hose and soft leather boots. The room lit with a candle. He stares into the mirror one last time before turning and placing the candle into a lantern, the brass box swinging from his hand as he walks. We follow him as he walks down the stairs, taking a heavy woolen coachman's coat off the hook and sliding it on, adding scarf and heavy gloves, taking his black hat and stepping out into the night.
On a gathering storm comes a tall, handsome man in a dusty black coat with a red right hand.
The city, impossibly unnoticed on this powerful charger, a pale horse bearing a rider in black, leaving the city noise and moving out across the lanes and across the fields. The world becoming dark and cool as he seemed to step back in time, as he moved from city and car and flat and factory to country lane and brook and stream. He arrives at a set of old stone plinths, a ring around a village from a time of disease and quarantine, the point at which the afflicted couldn't stray beyond, and those bringing food and drink could leave their packages without even entering tainted land. He saw the path of reed mat leading from the edge of the village boundary right to the entrance of the inn. The handsome man, he could see the sign from here, incongruous amongst the cars and lights. It was as he remembered from the day he was cast out, the day his father died. Walls of straw and reed around a wooden frame, thatched roof, a thick weave, the sign hand-painted many years ago, paint bubbling and blistered from the heat of fires long past. Horse tied to the boundary line, and stepped onto the reed walkway, inhaling deeply as he recognised the sickly sweet aroma of petrol. He walked onwards, and when stood at the door of the inn, on the wooden step, he struck a match and threw it over his left shoulder, for a brief second illuminating his dark smile and the blood-red stain of his right hand. The match tumbling in the dark, landing on the reed, catching the vapour light, and suddenly the dark moonless light was split by a blazing inferno as the fire consumed all he had touched. His laugh echoed over the crackling roar of the flames as he knocked on the oak door. The oak stained with his touch, a symbol of his presence, and a far older legend of this All Hallows Eve.
Wrap you in his arms, tell you that you've been a good boy. He'll rekindle all the dreams that took you a lifetime to destroy. He'll reach deep into the hole, heal your shrinking soul, but there won't be a single thing that you can do. He's a god, he's a man, he's a ghost, he's a guru. They're whispering his name through this disappearing land, but hidden in his coat is a red right hand.
I laughed at the wait and count 3 seconds before opening the door. These monsters so scared of the tradition, so scared of who I represent. These people whose ancestors left mine to die in order to save their village. Riding a pale horse, I have returned to play my part, to punish them by standing as a reminder of what and who they made a deal with to save themselves. A man I do not recognize, one who moved into this blighted place, I assume, stands and sneers. Just who in God's name are you? I've been dragged here by this lot because of that ridiculous clause in this bloody deed. Now someone had better tell me what the hell is going on here and why I'm sat in this ruddy inn watching. Here he rounded on me, nostrils flaring. You stroll in as if you own all. I laugh and raise my hand, the red glinting in the torchlight, as I turn to face the man who dared interrupt me, dared challenge me in this place. My friend, God has nothing to do with this blighted place. And for owning all, that's because in this night, in this inn, I rather think I do. I am a representation of the man these people surrounding you, well, their ancestors, made a deal with. The devil walked among them. I walk around the group, stroking the hair of a young child to calm them, and stroking the throat of a young woman as I move through the crowd. They sold a family into slavery and sacrificed a man to the flames for a cure for the plague that afflicted this place. My grandfather, many times past, locked inside the handsome man as it burned to the ground, after a night entertaining the man with the red right hand. He, the most travelled of the village, having fought in France for our king, spent the night telling tales of love and loss. I move, angry now, talking with my hands and ranting. They watched as the inn burned with bows and sticks to ensure he died. His young wife, heavy with child, forced to watch as he screamed. She gave birth, and the rider took the child and promised these monsters that he would return on the year of his 25th summer to speak of love and loss. A price my family pay to save these wretched lives. I cannot touch the ground of the village of my birth, a condition of the pact with the demon. So I burn the reeds I stand on. This inn at morning light will either be ash or razed to the ground by the church warden. If my tales are judged to be enough, I will be allowed to live in the land of my birth and take a bride marked for me by the demons, and live to bind my child to this curse. And if I have failed, I will burn in the inn this night, and a child will be found in the ashes, a child taken from their home and taken away to return as they reach 25 summers. The man scoffs and moves to stand. Bollocks. This is rural bollocks, and I'm not sitting here with you country inbreds and listening to this shit. He moves to leave, and I watch him passively as the door refuses to budge even as it is unlocked. The ring of flames from the reeds surrounding us. I turn to his panicked attempt to leave this place. This isn't a tall tale or a game, sir. Sit and rest and enjoy the night. Eat and drink and be merry. You best start believing in tales of demons and deals, my friend. You're in one. Has a maiden been marked by the sign, I ask. I enjoy the nervousness and fear as the priest stands and nods. Young Eliza, 18 and fair of face and hair, found this morn her hand dripping blood that would not stop. She stands and curtsies and moves to sit in the place by mine, bearing drink and food set for the travelling man. A compact have been met, the door is sealed, we are all here, from bairn to priest, from blacksmith to lord. 'Tis time. I grin as the thunder rolls, a great wicked crack as lightning strikes the inn. This is what I'm born for, my purpose and my life, and 'tis soon time to begin. I drink and eat, talking and meeting these monsters and murderers, watching those who only know of the story from tales of their parents face the guilt and weight. It's easy for them to nod and say they understand till faced with the man they have to condemn. I take the time to talk with Eliza, she's as they told me. Everything that I would desire, the demons speak truth in that. The teller of tales rewarded by their mate, being everything their heart could need, in looks, in life, in views, in thoughts. The perfect lover, everything my soul could want and my body desire. I take a sip of wine and stand, moving to my seat by the fire. Lit by the wicked red glow, I move and start to speak. I'm from many miles from here to fulfill an ancient pact, to tell of things in times long past, of love and loss and ash, to speak of many wonders, of hope, of hate, of heart. You're crowded here to pay old debts and for me to play my part. I have ballad and story, myth and legend, all which tell of love, of passion, of sex and debauched joy, and of faith and home and hearth. And so I sit with wineskin in hand, my promised bride at my knee. I look down at Eliza adoringly. She, the one good part of this bargain, that we few, we marked, we red-handed, would find our loves early. The sky black, the moon hiding as the devil walks this night, and I, this outsider looking in, this red-handed man, staring into the flames, will recite the words searched for over many miles, and wait and hope and pray. For if those who judge my worth say naught, I burn at morning's light. I pay the price I'm bound to pay, to risk my life for you. For want of a cure, you cast me in this role to fight the plague. My voice rising as a fell wind whispers and licks across the floor, creeping through cracks and gaps, raising hackle and hair, the fire roaring up behind me, and for the first time I smile at the crowd. All who are assembled, who took part in the compact, and our judge is on the wind. And so, my lord, your chosen man begs leave to speak and pay his tithe, fulfill his role. I nod to the lord whose family traditionally owned the village, and on receiving his nod I breathed and waited. 1, 2, 3 flashes of lightning, and I took up the tale again. And now I sit, and permission is given to speak and sing. Tonight, my monsters, listen and listen well, for the stories I was forced to know. To buy my freedom and my life, I speak and show and sing. The ritual done, the background aired, 'tis now time to begin. 3 tales I have prepared this night, love lost, love won, and desire tragic. Love lost and sex all weaved into the words herein. Get comfortable and get drink, for 'tis now time to begin. The words spiralling from me as if I knew them all my life, words given to me by the role I play. My accent thick and strong as I become the storyteller. All my family's past I feel here now, watching and giving strength as I weave the tales that decide whether I am to live or die.
On a gathering storm comes a tall, handsome man in a dusty black coat with a red right hand.